wrestlers with open arms. In the heat of the struggle, we feel no harm. Through the fingers grip like steel too sharp. Together we thrive like a thunderstorm.
Boom. We're live, guys. How's it going?
Pretty
Going
good. How
good.
you doing?
Really good. Really, really good. Gotta just see how. Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
we got a real awesome guest today.
Yeah. Cire
Cire.
Brown.
Thanks for having me on, gentlemen.
Oh, no.
Hey, man,
thank
thanks
you.
for coming on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it was a big weekend this past weekend.
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Good experience.
It was definitely a learning experience for sure.
Yeah.
Not a bad one though. You know, like we all take our losses, but nobody wants a loss on that big stage. But
Yeah.
that one, there's no excuse. He outsmarted me in the setup, and I couldn't engage my hand at all.
Mhm.
And was able to just run with it. And I watched it back a couple of times. There's two areas where I could have threw a flag, but it didn't change the outcome. I got what I wanted, which was going to the ref grip right off the bat because Derek moves a lot. So I was going to try and use that to my advantage. And he was able to just every time they went for the correction or they gave him a warning, he kept what he gained instead of them resetting the grip. So he was just getting deeper and deeper on the coverage. And I realized it too, but there wasn't anything I could do with the game plan, or I was just hyper focused on trying to maintain that, which ultimately, had I just false started or whatever and forced the regrip that way, or take hindsight is 20/20, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, that makes sense. What I seen is that exactly what you said. He was getting you. He was winning the setups every time, and
Yep.
you really, I know by watching you pull in other matches that I brought up and watching you training. A lot of times you're fine with that hit off the go because you'll set and then you'll adjust. But I think he had so much every time on the setup that he just kept you out of you couldn't access anything. Like, you couldn't access your power, nothing, right? So
it was a little bizarre too. Like, I don't know what the hell got in my head, but I watched back. I never cap ever. I do not cap. You look at any video, I don't cap. Every single round, I was capped. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't know where the hell that came from. So, yeah, just it's super bizarre.
It could have been maybe that his hand felt a certain way that just in the moment your muscles felt better
That's where I
capping,
needed to
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
it could be, right?
It was irritating as hell, though, I tell you that much.
Yeah.
you know how many times I've went to the table, I had a game plan, and then none of it happened.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You're not the only one. Yeah.
No,
I could
hats off to
imagine.
him, man. He's it was his reintroduction to getting back on the East versus West stage, even though that wasn't necessarily an East versus West card. I like Derek as a puller. I don't really have anything personal. I was just trying to create some animosity just so we had some kind of random tension to help hype it up a little bit. And he didn't really get behind it either. It was just dismissive or whatever. So like that irritated me a little bit too. But no, like I wish him all the luck. I would say that I felt the exact same way he did after he pulled Matt Mask or after he pulled Artem Morozov, right, where he just got smoked. So as big as we are, or all the experience that we have, when you're not on, you're not on. And so I don't take anything away from him. He was able to maintain, and I wasn't. So it definitely wasn't a strength gap for sure.
Well, no, you're. It's just because you're used to being that strong, where guys can hit, and then you can adjust and you come back, right? And sometimes when you train that way a lot, you don't mean to, but it sticks with you when you then compete, right? And Derek's been pulling a long time, so I would have said if I critiqued you at all, I would have said hit early and hit often, and not to pin him, but just to throw him off, to take away from him, because and then he wouldn't. You know what I mean? You would have knocked him out of position then, right?
Yeah.
Or you would have canceled his hit on you. right?
Yeah, and when you early hit too, and even if they give you a foul, you can sometimes get some positioning to kind of negate what Derek was trying to do, where they would like warn him and he would still get his grip. If you do something to negate that, it makes it kind of even again. So that can help for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that's something I've never had the opportunity to practice or ever. I don't know that I've even been in that position before that bad, right? Like that it's ever been a point where I can go, look, you know, look back on it and say, oh, I've been in a similar situation. That was one where it was like, dude, like you should be getting corrected. Like your position should be, you know, and I'm bitching at the refs and they just continue to keep allowing him the position he gained. So it was, it definitely is something that I'm working with. Pablo, like he and I hit it off real well. And I'll be going out to Milwaukee and hanging out with him a couple of times this year. He got to pull with, you know, Riekert and Brad Grundy and stuff in the back afterwards, just going over everything with them. And amazing to be received by those guys who I consider elite pullers, and have them be like, dude, definitely wasn't a strength issue. Come and hang out with us. We'll give you a couple of pointers. So that was really, it was really cool. And the other thing to clarify, I'm not a former strongman.
No, I know that. I knew that.
Yeah. It's popping up a lot though, like all over the place.
From
Like,
the strong man world, yeah.
yeah. So I don't have anything against it, but
Yeah.
I've been an arm wrestler. I got into arm wrestling 3.5 years ago. It's not anything that I have
Same
against
time I
strongman.
did.
I just don't want to have that tie saying, hey, this strongman's coming over. I don't want to take anything from them is basically what it is. Right. So, but yeah, we had talked about that I'm not a strongman. So I did want to clarify that too.
Well, one thing you brought up, Pablo, you know,
Yeah.
until about a year and a half ago, Pablo was, even though he pulled a long time, he was kind of a basic puller too. He ended up getting really good when he went to Bob Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And because Pablo was so damn strong, but he used to do the same thing. He was just so statically strong. He got used to always catching and just being that strong. But then Bob Brown really changed, and then that guy changed like big time. So, I mean, you only been pulling 3.5 years, right? So, and I'd say you've come a long way. So, you know, it's just changing the tendencies on the table and just keep learning. And like you learned some huge lesson, right? Now you're going to be so much more focused on the setup, and you will be thinking about, especially after one round, if a guy's getting out on you like that, you'll remember Derek, right? So, I mean, it's gonna be a great lesson for you. So
yeah, he's living there rent free again, bastard.
yeah, but then it's motivation, because us true arm wrestlers, it doesn't leave, and we train, and that's all we think about.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it motivates us. Yeah.
Hey man, we trained with Matt, and Matt dismantled Derek's hand. So I mean, maybe come train with us a few
There's
times.
a killer in the
Get to
chat.
train from Matt. Soak it
Ryan
in.
the Bull.
that was true. I appreciate the backup, brother. That was a good time. Arizona, last year?
Nice. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Someone pissed the wrong guy off.
Yeah, well, we were in a match, and the dude was like, "Yeah, just take your loss like a good boy." And I took my hand out of the strap because everybody saw the foul, and he says that to me, so I ripped my hand out of the strap, and he shoves me, and then I shoved him, and then the Aussies got up and they started coming at the stage. So the bull. Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay.
My back. No.
You're back. Yeah.
You're back. We can hear you.
Yep. You're good. He can't hear us now.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah. He was back, but
Mr. Peanut, I'm not driving. I got my sister on driving.
His sister's
I
got
never
the
met
wheel.
your sister. Hey, Dakota sister. Hey.
Hi, chauffeur.
I think maybe I
Thanks
met
for
her
keeping him
once.
safe.
I think I met her once. Did she arm wrestle Dakota?
She used to a long time ago, not recently. Maybe one day, hey?
Maybe. Get her back on the table. Yep. Nice.
What is that?
We call bicep.
You flexing, Zach?
I gotta flex at least 12 times.
It's
you know,
huge.
yeah. He just won 2 Canadian national titles, so he's left and right.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Whereabouts are you guys? I just know Canada.
Alberta.
Okay.
Just above like Idaho,
Yeah.
Montana.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a straight shot for me. Do you guys drive down or fly?
Nice.
We drive usually.
You drive, yeah.
We just drive down.
We go to
usually,
Montana a lot now. We've been actually mixing with Montana now for a little over a year. These guys got to compete on the 30th.
Me and
in
Dakota
Montana.
there 2 weeks.
Are you
Zach's
doing
sorry.
the Montana arm bender deal?
No, this one's called Arms Again, and Zach's pulling Hunter Broughton, pretty good puller in Montana, and Dakota's pulling Ryan Boussier.
Oh, that'd be a good match. You pulling Ryan left or right?
Left.
Left.
Left. And then are you pulling Hunter left or right?
They're supposed to be right.
Say again.
Yeah, he's driving. He's in probably a low spot or something.
He got injured on the right arm.
Yeah. I didn't know if he was how crazy he is. He'll pull if it's not too bad.
Well, he did ask to switch to left.
Okay.
It must have been bad enough that he thought it would affect his
I know.
He's a strong kid. He's coming up.
If he was smart, he would have pulled in the after pull against Dakota. It would have maybe helped.
Get a feel for it.
Well, he refused. Dakota said, "You want to grip up," and he wouldn't do it. So, yeah, no, Ryan
getting any recon.
Yeah. I mean, I've had 2 friends pull Ryan now, and they both destroyed him. So maybe he's thinking he's going to get redemption on Dakota. Yeah, my buddy
Were those
Dale.
super matches or just the tournaments?
No, they were super matches. So Dale,
Okay.
Deadly Dale, one of my training partners, he crushed him in a super match, and then Jeremy Drouse actually lost a round to him. So he got around on my buddy Jeremy, our buddy Jeremy, I should say. And but yeah, he's definitely improved. You can tell he's improving a lot constantly. So
that's good.
Dakota's driving. He lives in the country, so sometimes he goes in at his service. Are you good now, Dakota? I think so. I think you're good. No. Not good.
He can hear us, but
I'm home in 5, and then I'm on.
It happens.
Were there any questions in particular, or I mean, I've got a
Well,
couple of things coming up.
There's going to be one for sure. No, the coming up one's going to come. So why don't we hear exactly like how did you find arm wrestling for one, and what was the moment that you said, I love this sport, I'm in it to win?
I was finishing my criminology degree 2022 and was listening to a Lex Friedman podcast with Devin Larrick. He was getting ready to pull Levon. Up until that point, I hadn't really heard of arm wrestling at all. Like, I had Tony Tomlinson in 2016. I owned a flooring store in Estes Park. We were contracted to install a floor. I went down to, Lumber Liquidators that he ran and picked up some material. He's like, you're a big boy. Come here. You ever arm wrestle before? So we grip up then. And, I'm working him over. And then he's like, all right, you ready? And he just pins me. And he's like, you should come train with me. I'll teach you how to arm wrestle. I'm like, nah. So that was the one time in however many years of my life that I was exposed to it physically like that. And then I watched that podcast. So I searched on Facebook and found Colorado Arm Sports. And I wound up training with Isaac Luna and Mark Metzger and Charles Ciproni here in Colorado. And it was like literally Isaac ripping me all over the table. He's 5 foot tall, 150 pounds, solid dude. He's a 7-time world champ, 15-time national champ. Like he has his own accolades. Just tearing me up, and I was like, dude, I can't lose to Mighty Mouse.
Yeah,
and just got hooked. It was the driving home where my hands are doing this because my elbows are jacked and my shoulders are flamed up. So that was it. Like I was like, I don't know what this is, but I love the feeling. What enticed me about it was Devin saying it was a chess fight with your hands.
Yeah.
And I love playing chess, so that was the kickoff, and I've been doing it ever since. So that was March of 2022, and I think I had 3 full practices in at that point before I went to Arizona State in 2022, April of 2022, and I took second and third in the amateur class, second right and third left. And I was like, dude, if I'm that good out the gate, like I'm definitely going to hang around for a while. Then I started watching, Todd Hutchings and his side pressure training videos and trying to emulate that stuff, just destroying myself. But been hooked ever since, man.
Wow, that sounds just my story exactly. So
Yeah.
I did, and I went, and Matt invited me to a practice, and I had guys like Zach and little guys beating me constantly. And basically, I said, "How if these little guys? I know I'm stronger than every single person here. If they can beat me, this sport's for me. Because imagine when I learn how to do it, who I'm going to beat, right?" So it was same thing, same story, pretty much. Just like the little different, but the same, right?
Right. Get the bug.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Once you get it, man.
The bug. Once you get the bug, it's done.
Well, I have a conflict now. Is arm wrestlers don't hold on, right? We're told not to.
Yep.
Now I'm doing grip training.
Mm-hmm.
So I competed in a grip competition last month, middle of July, and wound up tying, some people who set world records in the grandfather lift, the hilt, the pinch. What is it? A double shallow inch pinch. So a couple of lifts, and I've never trained grip before. And so now part of my arm wrestling training is grip training. The ability to create the shelf that they can't come out of, which to detriment sometimes hurts you the wrong way. But yeah, so now I've got two passions: arm wrestling and grip training. My wife loves it. She grip trains. She tied a whole bunch of women's records here in the U.S. Never done it before.
So now you got to make sure you don't try to hold on all the time, but always remember there is a time to hold on though. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean, Brian
Brian
does
that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I pull like that sometimes too. When I beat Chuck Young, that's how I beat him. He tried to slip, and I just clamped his thumb, and he couldn't move.
Grip strength definitely has its moments in arm wrestling for sure.
Yeah.
So
two really good sports. I mean, they both do I think the only difference between grip sport or the competitions for grip is that you're beating your own numbers. You're not competing directly with somebody else.
Yeah.
But for me, I like the fight too much to ever walk away from it. So, and then in the loss, you kick your own ass worse than your opponent ever did.
Yeah.
So,
no, you're right.
It's great.
It sticks with you, man. I know, and that's why we always improve too, right? Because it resonates so much, and you go back and you have to play it from the beginning, right? Okay.
Definitely.
You know what? Yeah, there's where I started out right there. I was losing already. And you can, and that's why losses are so important. I mean, anybody that, says, oh no, you don't learn, you always learn from losses. And I think the amount, if you're really going to hit a high level, you're going to have to take your losses, and you're going to have to be like what Ryan Bowen said, even though I don't like using that guy's comments because I don't care so much. You chase your losses till you don't find them anymore.
I do agree with that. I think that you also have to get out in front of them too. You don't hide after the loss, and you don't sit behind and watch the keyboard warriors who'd never hold a stick to you on a table ever. Just completely crap all over you. Yeah, so for me, it's entertaining to watch that. Like, oh, I could kick his ass and blah blah blah, and then to watch the other side where people know who I am. They're like,
or they think they know what you did wrong and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then you look at them and you're like, well, you have never arm wrestled a day in your life, so appreciate the word.
Yeah.
Well, I watch it enough to know. Well, it's a lot different, man. You can see something, and you can feel something look totally different.
Absolutely. And feeling is everything.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. And if you're not, and then you have to get on the table too. Like table time's so important because you're not gonna. Yeah, you can train a top roll, you can train a hook, you can train a press, but it's the pressures, right? It's being in awkward positions. It's
all the in between movements you have to train. Doing it,
Well, and I've seen a lot of practice champions that just come to try to smash. They never actually level up because they
get worked.
They just and they don't and they're redlining. So the amount of information you can retain when you're redlining is very little. When you're going 60-70%, you are taking in everything. You're feeling things. You get pinned, good. You get pinned. Now try to change something up at the same strength. See if you can make a stop at that 60-70% still, right? very
Absolutely.
important to never, there's a time and place in practice to redline if it's agreed upon between you and your training partner, and you slowly work up to it. But 60-70%, you're always gonna, you're always gonna do good, and you're always gonna gain in practice, I think. And I just learned that in the last year myself. I used to be really bad. So
That's one of the big things that I took from Brian that we use here. So I host practice at my house every Sunday. I've got about 45 people on my team. So at any given time, it's about 25 at the house. And I work out hard as shit before anybody shows up.
Yeah.
Just so I'm fighting wherever, fighting on the B side, I'm fighting the pin on the A side or whatever. So it's not, I get to actually have a good workout with my team, and then did the same with Brian leading up to everything. Is just we'd work out pretty hard and then we'd go at it, and that way we're retaining that information. So even if we're going 100%, you're doing 100% of 50% of strength, right?
Yeah.
So then you're calculating, you're thinking
Yep.
about everything that you're doing.
Yep.
So it's been super beneficial. We have a lot of transition athletes that have come over. Sarah Chappell, I'm going to shout her out real quick. She won the ladies open grip competition on Saturday. She did get knocked out in the tournament. She pulled the tournament, tall gal, but she is who introduced our team to Grip Sport International, and awesome champion, 4-time world champion, King Kong champion. Like she knows her business, and she's making her way into arm wrestling to kind of keep the fire burning on both sports, and had a tremendous showing on Saturday. So shouting her out for that. And then she just destroyed the arm fighters competition. So
Too much.
and
Yeah.
probably has a couple of records too that I haven't been able to review her scores yet. But so shouting her out, and she came over the sport, super strong gal, and we're trying to teach her to be a little bit more offensive. When you're that strong, you end up with an unnatural king's move, right? It's because you catch everybody. So we're teaching her to be a little bit more aggressive in the center, and it takes people who have been in that position to fight from that side to really instill that on somebody else. If you don't want to be a king's mover, you got to be strong at the center, right?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
shout out her.
Agree. Center table control is very, very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Cire, tell me a little bit about, or tell us all about, what did you really like about the arm wrestling side of the event?
Dude, I think hands down, because I've been to East vs. West Texas. I was at King of the Table 13 in Atlantic City. It was the best East vs. West co-sponsored, co-branded, strongest arm on earth competition I've ever been a part of. Being able to see the behind the scenes in Texas and King of the Table, and see the differences that Brian and Kerry provided for the athletes that were pulling there is night and day. And it's not to say anything negative on the way it was managed before. It's just saying there's a new standard, and I believe that Dexter and Robert are going to adhere to that standard going forward, just because of how much the athletes truly enjoyed that experience. Simple as having water available, food available,
They even put those
sitting
ice
areas
machines. Brian
abundant.
had those ice machines for the guys.
Yep, at the table, which
Yeah.
they should have been left on. They had a charging base, so no, they should have just been left on the whole time. But those things are awesome to use too. Unfortunately, I didn't get pumped up enough to use it. So
That's fair.
but I've used it in training. So just little things like that, man. Like you had your swag bag that you got from Brian that came with, some high dollar stuff. You got, your Airway Breathe stuff that he's sponsored by, things like that. I really feel like they took care of the athletes. Now I live local for this tournament, so I didn't, have him spend the extra money for me to stay at the hotel or anything like that. I just commuted from my house over and did that. It was 15 minutes away from the event center.
Nice.
But even walking into the hotel, they're like, if you're hungry, go grab something to eat. If you want something to drink, go have it. If you need to get ran anywhere, the shuttles will take you there. Just super hospitable. And I think that in itself elevates the appreciation of the athletes to want them to be back. Like going, hey, even if this was just an annual event, but it now set the standard, those athletes will all want to return and represent Shaw on the East vs. West stage, even though it's at a Shaw event. You know what I mean? So I think 100%. They knocked it out of the park.
Totally.
Completely knocked it out of the park.
They did it in a lot of ways. And you know what? Brian's production team, I hope they get hired. I hope they go forward. East vs. West uses them for other events. Yeah. It was good. It was good.
Oh, yeah.
And the exposure, too. I think that was probably the biggest, audience that they've had that type of exposure to. Completely new eyes, new spectators. It was weird for me to be, Brian's training partner and an arm wrestler, but being at the event where all the passerbyers were like, "Can we get your picture? Can we take, can you tell us about yourself? How long you've been doing that? Blah blah blah." Really taking interest in the athletes, and these are all strongman fans,
Yeah.
right? So even the strongmen that were there, they definitely were welcomed by all of the other athletes, and they were all given pointers and shown what to do in the back, and we all arm wrestled, and yeah, it was a really really freaking good time, man.
Now,
Yeah.
did you see a lot of guys talked about, like, a lot of the strongmen that were actually competing on the weekend were
Yeah.
highly interested in the arm wrestling. Now, do you think, like, from what I've seen so far with this small crossover we got, I see something really positive for strongmen because they only have so many years on their body and everything else to do it, and they're very competitive. They're very competitive people. I think that these arm wrestlers are seeing that, hey, this is still has to do with strength, but it's technical and it's competitive, and this is something I can do for many years after I'm done with strongman.
I definitely see that happening. I even see it happening at the younger age. Bubba Pritchard. I don't know if you guys know who that is. That little man is
I've seen him.
6'4", 280 pounds, and
14 or something, isn't he?
yeah,
Huge.
14 years old,
Yeah, he's huge.
and he was
Oh yeah, that kid.
yanking Devin over pretty hard without like Devin teaching him a thing or two, and Devin's mind is blown. I'm watching them work out in the back, and listening to the conversation that he was having there about the tendon strength that you're building up through arm wrestling, because arm wrestlers train in a specific lane that you're building, you're hyper focused on those tendons to make them super strong and rigid. The difference between the two is we want a constricted position, whereas they don't mind if it's an elongated position. I think if they start at a younger age and they just do it in tandem with strongman, you're producing the largest freaks you're ever going to see in that regard. But yeah, no, I easily see a lot of strongmen coming over. It's amazing.
Yeah. Hey, Dan Plexman in the chat. There's a power.
Yeah, that's sick.
Dan, strong
Plexman,
guy.
totally.
Strong guy.
Yeah, and I heard
I agree.
Tom
I thought the
Stoltman.
production. Go for it, Zach.
I heard he ruptured his bicep, and he's quite young himself. So yeah,
he did that on
that was
Stones,
just
didn't he?
yesterday or something. Yeah. So yeah, it goes to show the injury rate's very high. Even
on the Stones. He's one of the best ever on the Stones. No one better than Tom Stoltman. So. Yeah, he had an injury, I think. Yeah.
A lot of horsepower, a lot of holding on. Like,
he's a big dude. That guy's a big dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I made a video about this today, but I agree with everything you said. Like, I thought that event, like, start to finish, like, the waters the athletes got as soon as they checked into the hotel. There was food there if needed them. Is it trifecta is what they're called? Or the trifecta meals were awesome. It was very, like, Brian was very to the point. Everyone knew what they needed to get done. Like, he, at the rules meeting, got his piece said first and said, listen, you guys got 90 seconds. He laid everything out super clear and concise, and everyone knew what had to be done. And then when it came to the production team and stuff, it was just like, here we go, let's do it. And I liked the challenge flags. I liked the referees. I liked everything about it. And it was a really good collaboration that came together with a lot of stuff and roadblocks in the way. I thought they did great. And I think next year it'll be even better because I think those roadblocks will be gone.
I think that it's going to be on a completely different level next year, just with how it was received now. For him to outclass himself next year, which he can easily do just because that's who he is, it's definitely going to happen. I think the bar is just going to continue to be raised at every event, regardless of who it's being put on by. Like if it doesn't remain East versus West collabing with Strongest Arm on Earth, or if it's just one or the other, it's just going to be the standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True enough. Yeah. So you train, does Brian have his own team that he trains with, or does he come train with your team?
No. He has a select group of guys that go to the gym that we train at his gym.
Okay.
For this last month, he's been having Corey Miller out there. And Corey Miller's he was the one that ran the tournament, the Strongest Arm on Earth tournament. So he was working with Corey the last month as they were getting things done. But prior to that was myself, Chris, Wes Bjornson, Isaac Luna had come out a couple of times. So he keeps it real small. just to avoid the Larry Wheels impact, right? You
Yeah.
have too many chiefs, not enough Indians, and too many chiefs telling the one Indian what to do, kind of thing. So he dude is brilliant. He breaks everything down, isolates that movement, improves that movement, focuses on that movement to build that. Like I would say, probably next year his pronator muscle will be bigger than Devin's.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Well, he's got everything that you need for the right equation. Like he just does everything right, and he's done it a million times with different things now, and he's just turning all that into arm wrestling, right? So
Absolutely.
I
And
think that's
he worked out. He trusted his gut in the match with Brandon Allen. It was awkward to see differences of opinion, and differences in training methods or whatever. But to watch him go back to his gut instinct, and everybody says don't hold on, but when you have the strongest grip in the world and you can't run from it, you grab and go
There's a
sideways.
time and place to hold on, and when
Yeah.
you're in control, you may as well hang on and keep control, right?
Exactly. And he killed it. The first round had me a little nervous. I'm like, no.
He was really smart with his approach. He didn't get flustered by that. He just kind of looked forward. Okay, I know what I got to do. I know what failed.
Yep. No, he said flat out, he's like, I just wanted to give him a bunch of different looks. But he's like, and I figured out which ones weren't the ones I wanted to give anymore, and he just capitalized. So it was cool
Yeah.
to see him thinking on the table and thinking on the fly. It was great.
You can see
Terry
his
was awesome
process
too, man.
as he goes. Yeah.
How was Brian's energy after he won? Like, I mean, he took that. Well, he won before too, but everyone, it sounded like the whole population was like, Brandon Allen's going to destroy Brian Shaw, and I thought Brian was going to win the whole time. But what was his energy like afterward? Do you think he's just waiting? He just wants to get another super match like tomorrow?
I don't think he wants one tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, you know what I mean.
He's very deliberate, right? Like he's looking at sizing up the classes, seeing who would be a good match, not just one that he can blow through. And this was, in my opinion, his first legitimate arm wrestling win, and it was over a very good, strong puller.
I like how he adjusted. I like how.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he was starting out kind of. I think he was a little starstruck, and I think he was a little surprised when Brandon was so strong in the beginning, and he wasn't doing the climb. He wasn't going for the height. He wasn't doing that, and he left himself vulnerable. But once he figured out, he just had to go be on top.
Yeah,
it was over. Like it wasn't even close at that point.
It looked like what I could see is Brian's level of strength was here. And as soon as Brandon got put into any fundamental position, you could see the strength gap immediately. As soon as Brian got Brandon in a fundamental position, boom, you could just see it. It was he had to get into that sticky King's move rollout. That's just inherently a lot harder to fight. You know what I mean? So
100%.
I think he could actually look at someone who's quite a bit above Brandon fundamentally and still have a great match, because if someone comes at him fundamentally right at him, it's going to be a bad day. It's not going to be like what Brandon was doing.
It was like he did a Super Saiyan thing. He had one round and he leveled up. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, at first I was like, oh, I don't know, Brandon. Like, is he real? Look at him. Brandon turned him over, right? And Brian didn't climb or go for the height. I said, Brian this just might be inexperience. And then Brian he made the adjustment and it was done. So it was almost like he leveled up during the match. Like, it was pretty
I think
cool.
he relaxed. I think he relaxed. It's like, you know what? Trust the instinct. I know where to go. Versus let me fight you where you're strong. Like, oh, I know I'm stronger than you in initiating the side pressure. I know I'm stronger than you when you try and ease into your flop or whatever, right? Like he knows that he's physically stronger than, but he was trying to fight him where he was strong instead of just staying where he himself is stronger.
Yeah.
And once he did that, it was over. It was a wrap. It didn't matter where he wanted to go. There wasn't any question. In my opinion, there wasn't any questionable calls. When the calls were made to challenge, they were the right time. The flag was perfect. Even when they did their own reviews, I thought that was awesome. I like it when the refs take initiative to review their calls to make sure that they're making the right ones.
I like that.
So even when they're not prompted, I do think that the ref watching the screen should be a little bit more active in those calls as well, right? Like they don't have to make the call for them, but they already are. They see the call that is going to be made and can immediately go right to the area that's going to be reviewed, as opposed to making it on that head ref to come over and rewind the tape and to blah, blah, blah. So I'd like to see him a little bit more active there. But outside of that, I think that the refs did a great job for the entire event. wouldn't change them either. Like you could keep the same breaths. That's how unquestionable they work, right? So it was great to see.
Dakota brought up a cool thing. What did you say about Brian and the rules meeting, Dakota? Want to say that again? You said that he really set it straight with the rules. Like, these are the rules,
Yeah, well,
guys.
he just pretty much like he came up first and he just kind of set the tone. Like he was like, "Listen, guys, like I'm not changing any rules, but there's things that need to be done with the level of production that I'm doing, and this needs to be followed." He told them about the 90 seconds, so you had 90 seconds to get in between matches, but at 60 seconds they would warn you, and when that 60 seconds ended, you had to go and get your chalk, anything you needed to do before you got to the table, because they had a time limit that needed to be followed, and they wanted to keep the show going. They didn't want none of this, dead space, a ton of people watching, going like, "Oh, when's this gonna start again?" kind of thing, like all that kind of stuff. And I, yeah, I just thought he did a really good job of kind of being like, like this is like as much as East versus West is here, like this is my show, and these things need to be done, and I'm having you here, kind of thing. And I thought he did a really good job of that. But he didn't change any rules, and then he introduced a challenge flag and explained it, and then the refs went on with what they said.
I like the challenge flag though. I like
yeah.
Well, I think it's optics. It's all about the spectator, right? Like Brian, his whole thing was he fell in love watching the king of the table, and was like, "Dude, this is amazing. I want to give back to the community, and I want to make it easier for them to understand." I think like having the rules on display on the screen for everybody to watch, as opposed to them physically going over it on the table, is huge, right? You have all these spectators who have zero experience with regard. They're all strongman fans. They have zero experience in that realm, and they had a solid walkthrough of what the rules were, what the expectations of the athletes were, and it was done in a way that it didn't leave any room for question. So it was done the right way.
I think so too. I thought it really gave a different angle, and I mean, if you threw the flag and you got the challenge, it didn't eliminate you from being able to challenge again. But if you threw it and it was a pointless throw, now you've lost your privileges, right? That's what I got. Yeah, I like that. I think that's really good, because if you challenge something and it turns out you were right, why should you be penalized by not getting another challenge? So I actually like that. Yeah, like I thought I think it's a very fair system. Yeah, I have to say, I think it's really good, and I think in the future you're going to see other, like, even we're promoters too, and we hold events as well, and we do super match events. You might see something like that in our events now, because I think it's kind of a good thing. Yeah, I mean, as long as we can facilitate the replay system, which I think we can. And I think it's a really, really, really good idea.
It's a nice one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that neutral foul thing they were talking about, but
What's
you
that?
can't have. I don't even know what they were trying. They're basically saying you're not allowed to do an open arm top roll at center. It's a foul, apparently.
Oh, if you're talking about if you're in the king's move position.
Well, yeah, kind of. Even just like a super high posted.
Yeah, if your elbow leaves the plane, they were talking about the height of the elbow leaving the plane was the neutral foul. I don't remember anything in particular that was like, well, that's going to screw me over or anything, but
no, just I have a move that kind of relies on that. So
Oh yeah, well,
makes me sad.
But you know what, Zach? The elbow pads are big enough up there that I think you'd be fine anyways.
I don't think I'll be on that anyway. It just makes me sad.
No.
Because I won't see people do that move, Just like an offensive open top roll.
Out of Tune just said something. He said, Brian's going to use his grip as a weapon and everything. But I think that there comes a point where, like, it's a weapon, but I think you can slip if you really want to.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about that, Cire? Do you think his grip is that strong, or do you think when you start getting into that level of arm wrestling realm that you're going to be able to slip?
I'm going to say it this way. If he clamps down but can have any kind of slight cup when he clamps, you're not getting out of his hand.
Yeah.
You're not. It's for him, it's the flexion of the wrist. If people can pop quick enough, they'll get out from him, they'll escape the They'll escape
run.
that, but yeah, people who. Yeah, I don't want to say too much.
No,
I'll
No,
leave it
I
actually,
there.
get
that's
it. I
fair.
get
Yeah, yeah.
I
it.
think that
Because
the moment that he has a cup with that clamp, you're not getting out.
yeah,
We've
because
The
just
seen
in
him
moment,
like a
lift the Thomas Inch,
hypothetical.
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he
What's
lifts
that?
the Thomas Inch, yeah,
He
dumbbell.
lifted the Thomas Inch. So I mean, as soon as he gets connection in his grip, you're fucked.
Dude,
He lifts that was easy.
he doesn't just lift the Thomas Inch. He's got a
Yeah,
270-pound Thomas Inch that he can
yeah.
pick up. Right now, he's looking at trying to do the Millennium dumbbell, which is 330 pounds.
Wow.
Jesus. See, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like that's not normal.
That's part of my training is I have a Thomas Inch, it's 177 pounds, and I can row it without it strapped.
Nice.
So, like,
Oh, you do one arm rows with it?
yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I also do close gripping here. So I'll do thumb and the tips of the fingers just on the bottom edge of the round and pick it up that
Pick
way.
it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah, that's.
I can't even reach to that part with my fingers fully
Well,
extended.
your hand's so small, Zach. Like, honestly, like,
Yeah, Zach, you don't count.
yeah.
I don't count. No. I'm also not normal, but not in the good way.
Zach's got a tiny hand, but you'd never know it on the table. He makes up
It just
for
it gets real thick. It
Yeah.
gets real big.
it.
Pump it up, you know?
I have a super fat hand. I have a super fat hand, but it's a normal size.
I'm like the
I'd
opposite
to
of Brian.
keep it like that.
I've got the scrawny hand, and he's got like his hand is no word of a lie, thicker than both mine together. Put your hand up to the screen, Brian. They'll
Well,
probably
it's
be able to tell.
It's hard to show my hand. Like, I got a Berzink thumb, but it's just in the camera. It doesn't do any justice, right? My thumb pad's huge. Like, put it this way, like most people get about here on my hand. Like, not too many people can get around my hand at all.
Same.
So.
That was Derek had long fingers, which that was shocking.
Yeah,
right. Like he's a big dude, but
you're not used to it.
Yeah, well, my hand is the same size as Brian's.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and then his is about a half inch longer. Derek's got longer fingers, but he's not as wide as we are. Like,
yeah,
I've got huge thumb pad in the huge outer portion. So
yeah, that's what I got, but I don't have the reach. I don't have the length you guys have.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm more like.
And it comes in handy sometimes, but
yeah.
Still kicking myself in the ass. I'll run that back with Derek.
Yep.
Oh, we got Roger Shipton in the chat.
You'll beat him in the setup.
Who is that guy?
Hey, he's a heavy hitter. He's got a big hit on him. That guy's lightning. For a super, man, his hit's lightning.
He's pulling Jackson whenever Jackson's available.
Jackson Hickey.
Yeah, I know. Jackson wanted to pull him, and he asked me if he thinks Roger would accept. I said, I know he will.
Yeah. So Ryan Boussier's here?
Yeah, we've. I know. We've met a couple of times. I would say probably half a dozen times. He comes down to Colorado quite a bit.
Nice. Yeah. So he actually gets to pull you guys and stuff.
Yeah. So Colorado State, he's always down here. Wyoming State, which is a 45-minute drive from where I live. So I run into him at least 5 times a year. So I've watched him progress. So it's nice to see him finally, taking off with it. He was heavier. He's coming down in weight, growing into his strength. So it's been cool to watch.
Yeah.
Right on.
You should call him. I bet he's stressed.
I'll shoot him a message.
Yeah. Ask if he's
are you
all right.
worried about him? Are you worried about Zach? Are you going to go in there and crush him? And then
I'm Dakota's pulling. I'm pulling Cire. Zach's pulling Hunter. But
oh, that's right. That's right.
No worries. Left arm's a little different. I don't know where his left arm is, but we got $100 on it, so we'll see what happens. He's confident. I'm confident. We'll see. I feel pretty confident. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. Crazier things have happened.
Sure. Well, it's the party arm, right? So that's why it's only $100, not $500.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I train with Matt, so it's funny that I agree with him on this. But it's like what he says. Like sometimes it shows up, and then sometimes just like the dumb little cousin who you can't even get to the table. It's like
we just got our first super chat, guys.
Oh
nice.
Wow!
Oh, somebody got super chat.
Somebody got out super chatted. Come on, nice.
Oh, that Ryan Boussier said he's currently shivering with the cold sweats. Eh?
Well, Andrew Quintana, good friend of ours, good friend of the channel, $4.99 super chat.
Nice.
Lemon character and Baby Lemon jumping in the air to do a high five.
This is what it looks like, just so you know. It's explaining what he sent.
Oh,
He
that
did.
makes sense.
He's not fully losing his mind.
Yeah, I'm like, oh
I'm reading
man,
that.
I'm like,
Wow, bro.
it doesn't show. It just says letters. Yeah, on this, but on the yeah, I see it.
That's awesome. Well, hey, look, I'm part
That's
of
like
history.
700.
Yeah, you are
It's
part
like
of history.
700 Canadian he just sent.
Yeah, like 900. Yeah.
It's not that bad, is it?
Sean said, "Why can't I super chat?" And I don't
Maybe
know. I
reload the
also when I
Refresh page. All you gotta do is refresh the page.
okay, because when I loaded up on the iPad, I was having troubles too, and then I went and fiddled with a few things, and I think you fiddled with something too, Brian. And I think
I
it
tried
worked.
typing to him, but he's not responding to me. So I was
Yeah.
like,
That's why I
did
said if
everything.
everyone could see it, because I noticed a few people.
It wasn't there
Sean's
when we
pissed. Sean's
I know.
pissed. He's not the first super chat
I
ever.
know,
Man.
but I was typing to him. He wasn't answering or looking at my messages. I was telling him. I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
He wanted. He's actually like he's a really good friend of ours. Yeah, and
Well, you saw Sean at the event, right? He
Yeah,
was
you know
in Matt's
Sean
corner
Croker?
with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of my corner man and the guy that I devise all my arm wrestling theories for my matches with Sean. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I respect.
You didn't give
a
him
lot.
that opportunity to be your first. Shame.
Well, no, I did, but he just couldn't figure it out. He just had to refresh the page, and he could have, I think. But
Oh, you know what, though? Because I know Sean has like an older phone, like a version on his phone. He likes to keep it like that. So maybe the YouTube.
oh, maybe
Ooh, that too.
We'll have to see.
Get up to date, Sean. Won't happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Andrew Quintana beat him to it.
So, what East versus West 20s in Switzerland? Do you think that I don't know, like just do you think production standard, like you said, kind of needs to be held from here because of what Brian did? Or do you think if we see a little bit of a drop, it's going to be like, okay, that's expected because Brian Shaw is not involved anymore?
Yeah, I think it would be the latter, right?
Yeah.
Like naturally people are gonna be like, oh well, it's because of that. But I think that they're really gonna invest in making sure that that's not the case.
Oh,
Sean just made it all not matter.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, Andrew.
Sean just super chatted 140 Canadian.
Yeah.
So what's that,
And
$12?
Yeah, that's
American around there.
that's $6.99 American. He only beat Andrew by $1.
About
No, I'm
115.
kidding.
It's about 115
Wow.
bucks. 120
Thank
bucks.
you.
That's a huge shoot. Yeah, man.
I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna
brother.
call Sean by his nickname because that's so much money.
Well, thank you so much, Sean.
Wow.
We really appreciate it.
Man, I'm really bringing it out for you guys.
You are.
Yeah,
You
we'll
are.
have you on
You're
again.
the
Oh, yeah,
man.
we're gonna have you on all the time. Yeah. Are you free? What's your days of free next
Yeah,
week?
right.
Yeah.
Make this a nightly thing.
We're gonna have to cut him in on this shit.
No, that's awesome.
Wow.
Oh, we got another super chat.
Wow. You know what,
Pretty much a buck,
Sean?
man.
That's crazy.
We need to get a little
Nice.
trophy in the corner or something that we can put with the biggest super chat. We'll put Sean's name there.
Oh, and he's super chatting, and I think it's ambitious
Yeah,
face
Boussier.
with sweat.
Oh, Ryan Boussier
That's
sent
you.
this because he's scared to arm wrestle me.
Oh, that's what it is.
Got this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe in you,
okay.
Ryan. You got this, man. Don't give up on yourself. I know he sounds super confident, but come on.
Out of Tune said, I can't super chat. I want that signed East versus West poster. I don't know why he can't see it. He should just be able to refresh his
I
browser.
got a few of them behind, but yeah, there's okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you were
All you
here for
gotta
our
do out of
first
Tune,
3 super chats.
You just got to refresh the page, and you can brother.
Wow, thank you, Sean. That's
Thank
actually
you, Sean,
so sick.
much.
Yeah, thanks a
Huge.
bunch.
I
Sean.
might be able to
That's really
eat
going to boost
tonight
your
now.
algorithms too.
Yes,
I think it
yes.
might. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have 40 people in the chat, and before 500, like we had like 30 really loyal people, but it was all people who were seeing it. And now I feel like we're jumping into a bunch of algorithms, and we're seeing like just random people's feeds because people are always commenting, you know.
We've
the
had
subs.
we've had about 60 people that have been faithful to the channel for like a year and a half. It's just never grew outside that. It was either word of mouth or nothing. And then when we hit 500 subs, it opened up. It even told me it opened up the whole algorithm for us. So now all of a sudden we're seeing 40, 50 people in the chat, and we're actually getting good audiences now. And it's
That's awesome.
nice.
Sean, you get a cat as your reward.
And now
Oh,
A cat
we
that
had-
doesn't listen.
we had a lot of people on, like Chafee and Toddzilla and Jerry Caderet, and basically no one was hardly watching back then. Yeah, it's too bad, I couldn't rewind it so more people could see those interviews. Hopefully they can go back though, and those videos will pop up in people's feeds eventually.
They'll start doing that for sure, as long as
that
they're
would be
still
nice.
uploaded.
Yeah.
We'll just have to get him on again. It's not a big
that
deal.
too.
we
Right?
just need to
Just call 'em up.
hashtag Cire Brown in every video just to get the boost that algorithm.
Yep. It's gonna be hashtag Cire Brown from now on.
Whatever
Yeah.
helps, bro. I'm there I'm game to help, man. Whatever we got to do.
Yeah, and thank you
Awesome.
for coming on too. It's awesome because like you just had a match. You were one of the people who got to actually compete in the event. So it's really cool to hear your input on everything. Obviously, I was there. I wasn't a competitor or anything though, so it's really nice to hear that different perspective, right?
Yeah. It was awesome. It's one that I'm definitely looking forward to. Dexter Tan commented that he'll see me soon, so I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm looking forward to it. I've had a lot of the guys really advocate for me in the back, where it was just like, dude, you're fucking unbelievably strong. You missed the go. We got to get you fixed there. Outside of that, you don't really have any issues. So that was pretty awesome. And then, like I said, gonna be working with Pablo like that. That's one of my dudes. I got to pull with him down in Texas.
That's
And
sweet.
super strong guy. So working with him is going to be fun.
So I guess a question for you that I have is like we can all kind of agree that the sport is just really getting uplifted right now. We see a lot of good stuff, and I think that was a really good step what we just saw last weekend. Do you think in a way that there's almost going to have to be a league or something that emerges that is almost like an in-between point? Because I feel like these East versus West qualifiers that haven't happened in a while, like those are a good way to get your foot in the door, but we're getting to the point where we have so many athletes that you can have that like cream of the crop top athletes at East versus West, and then almost have like a subset of athletes who were working their way up. They can still build character. They can get on super match cards. We could follow the East versus West rules, things like that. And then when you see these guys hit the big stage, it's like, oh, I know that person kind of thing.
Right. I think that we kind of suggested it yesterday. I think that if you do a West bi-monthly tournament and then a quarterly where you take those guys to move them into the East versus West crowd, I think that if you unify, because our rankings is terrible right now.
Yeah,
we need to sort out every weight class.
Yeah.
Right.
Our Canadian rankings don't even exist.
Yeah. So to me, it's in disarray. Once East versus West kind of implements something like that, where it's just like, all right, we're gonna get West completely under control, figure out who the best is at whatever, and then sort it out that way. I think if they did like a bi-monthly tournament and then a quarterly or every third month, whatever, to unify that and then escalate that up, saying these are the up and comers, it achieves the same thing. You get to know who these guys are. You're opening it up to them. You can make it by invite, not where you walk up and you're calling out the guys who sit dormant that walk into a tournament and smash everybody, and then you don't see them again for another year.
All the time.
Yeah, and so it's like, well, why don't we have like Brad Balderston? He's a dude out of Colorado, UAL puller, big guy from back in the day, phenomenal puller, still strong as hell.
Yeah,
walks into Colorado State, smokes everybody, leaves. You're like, well, where the hell have you been? Oh, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
Well, because there's no money in it. There's no glory. There's no whatever.
Traveling.
Yeah, it's expensive. So if you start going through and finding those guys, I think it would be awesome. Even if like WAL were to come back kind of thing, platforming in that regard where there's no contracts. It's just like, let's get the best out there. And if all we have to cover is, your flight out there, a hotel stay, and a little bit of pocket money, like they'd be glad to do it because they do. Those pullers love the sport. They just don't want to do it on their dime.
No, I agree.
So there needs to be an incentive, and when the incentive is something that's small, that menial, where if you have a big enough backer to say, hey, let's unify this sport and really platform these guys. Whereas in Europe, it's different. Like they're gladiators in Europe. They get paid. They get stipends. They get all kinds of benefits for achieving a master status, a national master status, being the champion of the country. Like you have all of these bonuses that befall you, but here,
nothing.
you're
But
just like, hey,
if
that's
we
the
can
flash in the
build
pan.
something, real quick, Ali Hamadia, another teammate of ours, another good friend of ours, $6.99 super chat. All you guys are great. Happy to see the channel grow, he says.
Thank you,
awesome.
Ali.
Ali.
We appreciate
Ali,
that,
buddy.
man.
Yep, for sure, brother. We appreciate you.
Making through the fingers history. Love
You
being
know
on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, one thing, Cire, is I got to hold about it. Well, not. It was a year and a half ago now, but I got to hold an East versus West qualifier here in Alberta, and it was one of the most amazing things, and probably still the best event I ever ran. And I would really like to see if we could do something. It doesn't have to, like you were saying, something about quarterly and this and that, and breaking it up and making like maybe sub tiers that will build up to East versus West. But I would really like to see it go in a direction where we have something like that, like where a smaller league can, kind of link with East versus West. And like, at the end of the year, the top people from that league can compete and maybe go to a qualifier, a big East versus West qualifier in the States or something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
A real
Like the
qualifier.
Challenger Series was cool in Florida.
Yeah.
I know they do the
We
Pan
had some guys in
America.
Florida. Remember that the qualifier they had in Florida?
Yep.
Ali Hamadia just super chatted us. He went and he beat Artem Ternenko on the left and won.
Okay, that's fucking awesome.
And and we had Dustin Houghton got second place on the right and left.
But I don't think they've contacted him for anything.
No, they didn't contact him for nothing.
They didn't really qualify for
crazy.
anything. What did he qualify for, right?
Yeah.
But we had a
you're just
few
calling it
guys.
something.
We had Leah Cornerson. Leah Cornerson. She's
Cornelson,
she's or Cornelson. I always say her name wrong. But she won first place right and left at the qualifier.
And then nothing came of that.
Nothing.
Yeah,
That was the one.
Contact her.
I think Wallace Billy won that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that dude's he's a machine. Wallace is freaking awesome.
And even him, he had to win 2 or 3 qualifiers to finally get a shot. Right?
What put his name on the board was him beating Marcio Barboza. Like that's why he got the shot, against Riekert. Like it was, and Riekert he's a phenomenal puller, strong kid. It's what was cool about that. So the Mac Underground, I don't know if you guys watched that one. The event that was in March, that was a Bob Brown event.
Yeah.
And that I was the alternate in that one because Brad Grundy came back from Tbilisi, Georgia, sick. He had COVID, so I was the alternate for that. So I wound up pulling Wayne Withers there, and I beat Wayne Withers there, and then I lost to Wallace Dilly after that.
Oh, okay.
So it was an 8-round round robin, super match style, super cool event, and I mean Wallace destroyed everybody in there.
Yeah, he's so strong, right?
Crazy dude, but that's what got him on the East versus West stage. It wasn't even a qualifier somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. And I heard about that. I had heard about that too. Yeah.
Super cool event, and that is something that I really like the idea of. Is if you're going to have super matches, that's what the tournament should be. There's nothing wrong with it, but the hard part is if you pull somebody who's Marcio, and because Cody Merritt got Marcio first, and Marcio's a monster, right?
For sure.
So, but
Marcio's
I think that we need more to filter out who's who. I
agree.
Derek wants to pull. Who do you want? He wanted Corey West, right? Is that who he said? That was Philip Larson.
Philip Larson
wants Corey West.
Before we talk about Philip,
Yeah.
Sierra, I got to cut you off. Sean asked, sent a $7 super chat. Do you think you have a disadvantage coming into the sport with so much strength, and was it hard to learn technique? So, double question there.
Well, I mean, I did clarify that I wasn't a strongman before. It was situational strength. I was just catching.
You still look like a strong dude, though.
Yeah. So no, it was situational strength. I caught everybody, and it forced me to learn a King's move, right? Like that. That's where that avenue went. And I kind of shit on myself for a while because I couldn't get away from it for so long. And then I talked to Devin, and I was training with Devin last year. And Devin was like, "Why do you care? Like, if it shuts somebody down, and you're strong enough to just hold them there and let them bleed out, and then you take the easy win because they're completely gassed. Who cares if it looks ugly? Not all arm wrestlers are pretty. So it's for me. It's now part of my arsenal. and I will absolutely use it. I don't care if people think it's ugly.
Mhm.
And yes, because I was stronger than every guy that I pulled jumping off initially, it literally trained me into a king's move because I had to catch it. I wasn't fast. So
Yep.
I had to catch everybody and then work from there. Um, that being said, I probably have 6 to 10 wins with the king's move, and I have well over 75 flash pins.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
fast. I'm a big dude that's really fast, but I have to have control. I have to have hand control before I can move. But it didn't start off that way. You know, my amateur record is like, 35 and 17 or whatever, and
Mhm.
on the right, like 28-12 on the left. So it took a while to get to that comfortable to that point. And I say it that way as an amateur. All the pros say you're an amateur for your first 3 to 5 years.
Well, you just are.
So
Your
the strength,
tendons take that long.
yeah,
It's tendons. It's tendons. Yeah.
yeah. So then when it comes to it, I guess it's a big, long answer to the question. I came in strong, which forced me out of being an amateur. They would not let me compete in amateurs. And, once it clicked, then it was, okay, you went on a 25 win streak. You can't pull amateurs anymore.
No.
Now you have to
Yeah.
pull
No.
pros.
No,
Right.
no. And I did the same thing. 6 months. I did like at my 6-month mark, I already won an event. I got seconds the whole time because there's some tough guys down here. And then I just said, I'm just going pro. Like, why?
Right.
Why? You're not going to learn sitting an amateur anyway. So it's like
Beating the hell out of everybody for
yeah,
nothing.
yeah. It's not
Yeah.
about that, right? You want to
Yep.
take your licks early and you want to learn as much as you can. So like
Absolutely. It's humbling when you meet another strong dude across the table, right?
yep,
Like
it is.
that's when it's humbling. But I don't think that I was humbled with Derek. I just missed the setup. So
Mhm.
That's what it looked like.
that's
It looked like
why I
you
want
were
it
losing
back.
the setup, no connection, right? Once you
Yep.
lose a connection, you're just kind of along for the ride.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. And it doesn't. Again, I don't take anything away from him. He won fair and square. Fair and
Mhm.
square to how we run the refs, right? But yeah, no. So strength coming in, I've had to take a step back, and I guess in the first year I took a step back to go. All right, now we need to work on speed. Now we need to work on, connection. Now we need to work on, instead of going the opposite and just being like, well, I'll stay in this area because I don't like being stretched out. Corey Miller popped my bicep July last year.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
and
oh,
what's that?
yeah. It can happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the
Easy.
benefit there for me is I came back 100% stronger, and I mean that literally. Like my highest PR before the injury is now doubled what it was.
Nice.
Right?
Well,
Post-injury, so
I'm hoping.
Perfect.
I just tore my UCL and I ripped my flexor muscle on the inside of my elbow. I just did that at Canadian Nationals. I went in really strong, but my tendons weren't that, I guess, all there. So I'm hoping I'm rehabbing, and I'm praying that I come back a lot stronger too.
I bet you will, and you're
It
probably
will,
going about it the
Brian.
right way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do it
Definitely.
right. And shout out 55 people in watching this live right now. Shout out to all of you. If you haven't already, make sure you hit like, make sure you sub. I appreciate all you guys in there, and I know everyone else does. We've seen some first super chats today. Memberships are
Hell
on the
yeah.
way. Cire's been giving a lot of great advice. An athlete from Strongest Arm on Earth on East versus West 19. Talking about the future, talking about the past, and we just love that all you guys are here for the ride. So thank you guys.
Yes.
Yep, appreciate you tuning in.
Everybody.
Bob Brown is awesome, and I think Chance will be back for sure. I've gotten
Yeah.
a couple of
He's a
flyers
good
from
arm wrestler.
Michael Moody, so that was just one of the comments. Maybe Chance will come back since Ingen's gone, so
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
definitely gonna be back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You just got to send that table to my buddy Sean, and he'll be good in my books.
He owes the table to somebody.
Yeah.
For a while now. I think
Yeah.
some
He has
Dylan guy
owed
is holding
Sean
it
a
hostage.
table for quite a while.
Sean's on a
Dylan
lot.
guy is holding it
Since
hostage, man.
the
spent a lot of
Challenger
money.
Series where Brad Grundy and Matt pulled, Sean won a table there, and it was supposed to be worldwide shipping, and he hasn't received his table yet.
No, and it's been used in events and everything. So
His
Yeah,
table's now being used.
They basically
Yeah.
stole his table, basically. I mean, if you want to be
man,
technical.
ouch.
They
and you know
stole
what's
it.
sad is he's won 3 tables now, and or maybe did he get?
He's only gotten
He
one.
got one, but it wasn't from them.
He might have got
It
one or
was
two.
Nathan.
No, it wasn't from
Nathan.
them. It wasn't
Oh,
from them.
Nathan
Yeah, it was not
delivered
from them.
one to
Different
him.
people.
It was you know Jocelyn. You know Nathan Jocelyn's boyfriend or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
He brought it down for Sean to Canada. Yeah. So you
That's
got one
crazy.
table anyway. But yeah, you won three
One table
tables.
and it was personally delivered.
It was personally, yeah. So big shout out to Nathan for doing that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's crazy that he didn't get his table either.
No, Sean got bad luck that way, and he spent a lot of money on raffle tickets to win that. So, yeah, I hope that Chance eventually works it out and sends him that table because he deserves
Absolutely.
it.
Well,
Yes.
these are the things that you never know, right? This is the first I'm hearing of it. That's crazy.
Well, no, because we don't talk about it openly, right? But
For sure.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
hey, you get the most viewers you've had. Now you put it in the ether.
Yeah. Oh, now they've heard. Yeah. Chance, you better be getting that table to him. Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh man, good times
Yeah.
though. Good
No,
times.
we've been growing a lot. You know what would be really special to me, and it's hard because me and Zach have messaged him a bunch, but he probably gets 20,000 messages all the time. Is Brian? Maybe one day if you're practicing and it just pops up, maybe just say, hey, those through the finger guys would love to have you on.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think
Only if Cire comes on too, man.
Yeah. Well, you want to, yeah.
I have no shame in throwing the plug at him being like, bro.
No, that would be really nice.
on.
I love Brian. I've been watching him since I was a teenager, and I'm a big I came from strongman myself. Like I was really into strongman. I also used to train it myself. I wanted to be it, but I had some injuries. And I love them all, but I've always loved Brian Shaw, and it would be really special to me to be able to just shoot the shit, just like we're doing tonight. That's it.
Absolutely, I will absolutely bring it up to him.
That'd be cool.
I think I missed the mark. I wish I'd have fallen in love with strongman stuff back in the day, because I walk in there and I get to play with all the toys and I can grab them and he's just like, dude, what the fuck, man? So it's cool.
Yeah, no, I know. Did you go and do all the grip things? Like
I've done. I can do all the blobs. I can't do the final 3 blobs.
The final
it's
3?
just because I've not been able to figure out like how to grip them properly.
The angle for the pinch, right? The angle, right?
But you got to drive the thumb. So I'm learning now. So I'll be able to do it now. But you got to drive the blob into the thumb and then force your grip to stretch out. Then locking your fingertips.
I know what you mean.
So
I know what you're saying.
Not knowing how to do it, I'm just like grabbing it, like
just grab. You're just going right off pinching strength. Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's just learning all those techniques. It's the same as arm wrestling, really. Like you get into those awkward positions, and you're like, oh, how do I get out of this? Well, you got a little bit of pronation, a little bit of back pressure, a little bit of shoulder drag, whatever. Like you have to know those fundamental things to get through it. And it's the same for strongman. You grip something, you have to know how to properly grip it, or otherwise you're pinching everything. So
yeah.
And I would think that too. I would think automatically that I would need to do this, not
stretch.
Wedge my
sometimes
just
so wedge the contact area helps too, right?
Fingers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I ever get a chance to go there, I'll at least know a strategy before I get.
Absolutely, yeah. Find the flat groove on every block. Find the flat groove so you can rotate them, and then start to stretch out.
It might work good for me because of my thumb pad. My thumb pad is really thick and strong, so maybe it's just make like a wedge of vice in my fingers or something. Yeah. Well, I always watch everyone try to do those, and you know what I mean.
They're definitely fun.
Hey, we got Devin's forearm. First time Devin's forearm's been in the chat, guys. That's a first.
He just came in and talked shit to me. Thanks, brother.
He's probably gone already. Hey,
want to throw that in your face real quick?
No, but you know what? It's not his fault. No one got to see us before. Now that we're actually hitting people's feeds now, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's actually we're all smiles right now because honestly, we tried everything to get out there before, and now it's just like everyone's just popping on. It's like
when they do and they write in there, it helps the algorithm even more because they either are blasting on somebody else's, so it's going to start mixing them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Speaking of that, in a way, Cire, if someone was wanting to watch more of you, a social media, something, what is the best way for someone to find you?
It's Legend KTR on TikTok, Instagram. It's Ray Brown Arm Wrestling or Devil's Backbone Pullers on YouTube. We have At the Table, which is a podcast that we're starting up, and that's also on YouTube. And then Facebook is the easiest way to get a hold of me. I typically respond to everybody through Messenger on Facebook. So yeah, just trying to grow the brand as quickly as possible, but as conscientious and deliberate as possible as well. So
AW Derek
No,
Gaming.
that's
Is
awesome.
that
That's
Derek
awesome.
Smith? AW Derek
It
Gaming?
is.
That
yeah,
is. I'm
yeah,
pretty
Yeah.
sure
Hey, he's in
usually
the
that
chat.
is. Yeah.
Well, good
what up,
job,
dude?
Derek. Good job. I'm sorry for all the stuff I said about you with the slap fight stuff.
First thing he
Yeah.
says, "Sorry, Derek."
I take it
Oh
all back
man.
now. I take it all back. Yeah.
I don't think there was a bad thing said.
No.
Everybody agreed. Every comment was you were too strong. Everybody agreed too strong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, stick to arm wrestling, Derek. No more
Stick
slap
to
fighting.
that.
no
Yeah.
slap fight. No.
No, but I started favoring you in the match because of the slap fight. So it's like, yeah.
No, he did really good. He definitely brought the fire
Yeah.
like he used to.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looked good.
it was
He
good
looked
that he was on that end.
Yeah, the only time I
Yeah.
really seen him
Yeah.
like that was when he went against Tim. When he
Oh, Bresnan. Yeah.
when he pulled Bresnan that last time, not the first time, but the last time, he just that fire was in there, and yeah, he looked really good. And actually, I became a big fan of Derek after that. And then
Yeah.
the slap fight happened. But you know what? Derek just said, I retired from slap. Well, Derek, good for you, buddy.
Had a good run.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
1-0. Hey, he's calling
A legendary
it there.
run.
Bro,
Legendary,
you have one of
flawless
the
run.
biggest up and comers in the game, and you're on your crew. Isn't Casey Stevens part of Alpha Empire,
I don't know.
or if he's just
Maybe.
a California boy? I don't know.
Yeah,
But he's. I
Does
mean,
Derek
him
want to come
whooping on
on
Tim
here?
Silva, like.
Derek's always allowed on here. Hey, you want to
Derek,
come on here?
if
Talk
you
to
want a
Trey,
link,
Derek?
just comment and you come chat with us if you want. It'd be fun to have
I've
both
only
guys
met-
on
I'm
talk.
pretty sure
I've only
Robert and
messaged you
Dexter are
1,000
also live,
times, you
so
just ignore it.
jump over there
It'd
too,
be great
guys.
now if you can.
Check them out.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that slap fight was something else, eh?
Yeah. I like slap fight. Do you remember when we did the Bloody Valentine event?
Yeah, but
Montana?
those guys were trying to knock each other's heads
That was
off.
crazy. That
Yeah.
people were going, their eyes were in the back of their head before they even like started falling. It was crazy. Like,
Oh,
we did-
Derek said, I'm just kind of offended I haven't got an invite on this podcast, Dakota. I thought we bonded on
he
the
has
yacht.
got an invite. I've
Derek,
sent him
I'm
many,
pretty
and
sure
he's
I
ignored me.
have.
Yeah, you
I'm
just
pretty
said you didn't
sure,
read
and
it.
I talked to you on the challenge. Yeah. Okay, well, anyways, let's get Derek a link.
Yeah,
Derek gets too many people asking him to go on
I
too many
know, that's what
podcasts.
it
It all
is.
gets
That's what it
lost
is. I know.
in the stack, man.
The stack of invites. That's all that was.
Dude,
You
he's
know what?
probably got a
That's what
stack
you know.
this
What
big.
I don't take much offense. The only one that I'm still mad at, kind of, is Ryan Bowen, because he'll actually look at my message and just purposely ignore it. So, thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Ryan
And
Bowen.
then that's after I blew smoke up his ass too to try to get him
Derek,
on.
I sent it
So,
to you on
it'd be
Messenger on
realistic,
Facebook. Let me know if that works.
yeah. I don't know if Derek uses Facebook, does he? Because he doesn't answer me on there.
He's busy right now, guys. We'll get him on another time. Though,
You got to come on
Well, I
another
got.
time. If you
I
can't
sent
join
him
right
one.
now, you send him one.
He can teach us the
The
forbidden.
next
When is
one
the
is
next
when
one?
we have one tomorrow night at 6:00.
Yeah, Derek, if you want a day,
Tomorrow
just
night,
let us
6
know.
o'clock.
I'm busy Thursday,
I
but
think that's
even
California time. What time is that California time though?
5.
same time,
Be 5?
isn't it? Or is it an
Yeah,
hour?
he's
An
an
hour.
Yeah, he's an hour behind me. So
And are you the same as us?
yeah, I should be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was 6
Yeah.
o'clock when you joined. When you joined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah,
Should
that's
be
Mountain
5 for him
Standard
if he's an
time.
hour
Yeah.
behind.
Derek, you're more than welcome anytime, man. You just tell us when it works for you. But
It'd
yeah,
be nice to have you on. Yeah, for sure it would. Offended.
it'd be nice to hear both sides to that match, actually, because I'm sure Derek would be willing to tell you where he felt like he got you more. Could have even been an area you didn't feel, right?
That's
That's
possible.
it's always an interesting thing to hear, because I know when I talk to people, or if I lose to someone and they tell me something like, oh, I didn't even realize that, or if I beat somebody and you tell them how you beat them, they're like, oh, that was one thing I wasn't even focused on at all, and then it just completely blows your mind, and then you're completely rethinking your whole thing.
Yeah.
So
And I'm open to it. I love when people give honest feedback, and I think he's the type that would, just because that's the coach in him, right? Like he was the content that I was watching the most after being introduced to the sport, because he was training with Larry Wheels. He was always out there doing Dubai. Like, it was that timing. So that's all the stuff I was consuming. So I'm very familiar with Derek.
I was watched all of it too. I don't miss anything. I watch everything.
Yeah.
Literally.
There was so much, dude. During the pandemic, you could go on and there'd be 18 hours worth of footage every day, and you would just pick from what you wanted to watch that day. Man.
You know what's crazy?
Awesome.
I almost everyone talks. I hated the pandemic because of the way society responded. But you know what? Arm wrestling, it did a lot for arm wrestling, because I think we just said, well, we don't give a fuck, and we all just bonded, and arm wrestling and so many people found arm wrestling and said, listen, that's something I can do. Like, I was watching WAL game, I was watching all that shit, and I'm like, my wife, it's like, oh, Brian, why don't you, contact? I got a hold of Matt. Matt's like, well, you ain't gonna get fucking good unless you practice. I said, oh shit, okay. And then he sent me his address, and I went to his house, and then that was it. Like, it was it. It was like,
that's
done.
Awesome.
Yeah, Matt's great.
I wish I'd have found arm wrestling in 2020 instead of whiskey.
Yeah. If I would have found it when I was younger, I think I could be elite right now if I would have found it 10 years earlier.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, definitely. Think about the tendons and I've had a bicep tendon tear, I had a rotator cuff injury, I had now UCL, elbow, I've had a lot of injuries already in my well, I've been competing for 3 years, and I've been in the sport for 3.5. So
okay, so same timeline.
Yeah, pretty much the same. And actually, it was funny too, because when I started, you started popping up on my Messenger feed, and
really,
I would see you on Messenger all the time. So it was kind of cool. Yeah,
that is kind of cool.
It was.
Yeah, Derek made a joke. He said, "No way I can tell Cire what happened. From my opinion, everyone knows I refuse to help Cire. Right, Cire?"
I just wanted you to hold my hand. That's it. That was it. I just wanted.
That's a great press conference callback joke. That's hilarious.
No, for sure. No, and Derek's funny.
That was a good part of the press.
Yeah, Derek's a funny guy. Yeah. I like his personality, but you know what? You're not doing as much stuff online. You're not doing as many lives anymore, buddy.
He's gaming. He's gaming now. You gotta remember that.
He's back to gaming. That's what it is.
Got the game. I don't think he could beat me in a match. I don't know what he plays, but
he's probably 360 no scoping.
Oh, and listen, I'm gonna now, Derek. I'm gonna rejoin your channel again now. So I unsubscribed.
Earned his favor.
I unjoined him, because he didn't read one of my super chats once, and then he kept ignoring my comments. So I unjoined and unsubscribed. But I've done it 4 times now on Derek's channel. So
look at that, Derek! You made a fan today.
Yeah, you did. You made a fan. I'm coming back.
You might lose him in a month, but he'll come back in
Make sure if you see Neil's index finger comment, cut all other comments aside and get back on that, or else you're gonna lose a fan again.
Yeah, my hand
said, "Aw, thanks, man."
Yeah.
Oh man,
good.
That's so.
I'm too honest, eh? Fuck shit. Oh well. That's what's good about arm wrestling too, right?
Derek, see all these things you don't know you're doing, man. You're making all these enemies. Brian's gonna call you out soon, man.
In a year and a half, I'm fine. I'm not ready for Derek.
It's the little things, man.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
for a long while.
Another question I have, like, which match surprised you the most, would you say? Or which match kind of caught you off on the result?
I originally thought that Jocelyn and Gabby were going to go left-handed. So them going right, I thought that was a mismatch. But the one that stood out the most to me was Martich pulling Big Laws.
Yeah.
And him getting the pin on him. And also Rob Oberst getting the pin on Eddie. Those both, I was like, all right, they showed up to play. Like, that's freaking awesome. So those were like my favorite matches, because I thought, like, Brian was going to destroy Brandon, which that was the outcome. I figured that Dave Chafee was going to destroy Todd. That's what
I didn't.
Happened.
That blew me away. The Dave's back.
I knew he was coming in.
He's at a lightweight, which makes him super freaking dangerous.
Yeah, but you know what? I was telling these guys, so Zach didn't understand what I was talking about. But Dave used to be, the way he pulled is how I remember Dave. When Dave beat would just run through Todd and everybody. He'd run through everybody. But that was when his elbow was good, and he was going just hooked sideways. He was just and then he had that elbow injury, and he started going high hook and top roll. And when he started pulling that way, I didn't think that Dave could beat Todd. But then he comes in, he says he had the stem cells for his neck. It didn't help his neck much, but his elbow healed. And now he's training side pressure. He goes in, he looks like the Dave that beat Saplinkoff. That's what I seen that night. That Dave. And I'm all on Dave now. Like, I'm excited.
He looks vicious. Like, I gripped up with him. He felt
like steel.
He felt way different than he did at King of the Table.
Yep, I bet you.
Better,
different person.
Way better.
Yeah,
way better. Okay, good.
Everything was connected. In King of the Table, he wouldn't close all the way. He would kind of shelf.
Yep.
And keep that. And when I gripped up with him, he closed every bit. You figure all your tendons that run all the way down. If you're having issues, so he felt wild. And I know Derek wanted the match with him. He commented about that. So that'd be an interesting one if Dave pulls Derek and Dave stays light. That'd be an interesting match.
Well, Derek always wanted that match with Dave. But the thing is I think he was getting there. And I think if he would have pulled Dave last year,
Dave's the gatekeeper, right?
Yeah, I think right now, I think Dave's going to be a lot, and I'd like to see Derek.
Interesting match for sure.
I don't know. Derek looked. I don't know. He didn't look as strong as he normally does, but he looked like when he got to the table, he meant business against you, and he definitely his experience really showed in the setup, right? Like
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So
live and learn. That would be a good one. That would be interesting. So. That was my favorite match of the night. Was my own, of course.
Still gotta love it the most. Yeah.
Humiliating as it might have been, it was the greatest show that they had there.
My favorite match was this one.
It was Oberst and Hall.
It was Brian Shaw and Brannon and Oberst and Hall, and I was so impressed with Robert.
Oberst is so cool, man.
Listen, Robert.
That guy's sick.
No, I know you. I love him. I love strongman. He's American shoulders, strongest shoulders in America for always, right? But I'm telling you, I watched his first practice with Alan Fisher. That time he was in the gym and he just happened to meet Alan Fisher and everything. I seen that video, and I said his hand is something, and he's gonna be. Wait till he learns how to low hand and shit. Like, this guy's gonna be good, right? And then he started saying how he's practicing. Now, what got him, and I know what helped Eddie, is that he had that toothache pain in his back really, really bad. And he said it just started going away about 2 days out from the event. Yeah. And what happened when you seen him early and he was so dominant and he, well, once Eddie got into his fingers and stretched him out a bit, and then he held on. He doesn't know, he's too inexperienced. If he would have just let go, he would have got the strap, right?
Yeah.
But he held on, and Eddie ended up getting him with that funky posting top roll that he did. And that stretched his back out. And after that, the pain started, and then he had to drop out, right? Because he was worried about a permanent injury.
He was worried. It was for good reason.
I used to have that same thing. Yeah.
His Oberst's hand, so my hand same size as Oberst. I got to work with Eddie in the back, which was freaking awesome. I let Eddie hit as hard as he wanted to, do whatever, and I have the videos, but I'm not going to be the jerk and post them all kind of thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But and I wasn't the only one recording, so when they come out, then I won't feel as bad.
They'll be out there. Yeah.
But it was, if Oberst took his hand and just cupped around the wrist, Eddie would not go anywhere. When you try and fight Eddie up high in the hand and you're trying to mess around with Eddie, he can slide underneath and he gets awkward or whatever. But you just get around his wrist, just under the thumb, Eddie just opens up. He doesn't know where to go. He can't figure out, even jumping and hitting in and climbing, and Oberst was right there soaking it all up. And that to me was like the biggest part. Like Eddie was working with Devin, which was cool to watch them go through what they were going through. But Oberst was just sitting back watching. You could see him; he's calculating all of it. And I think his approach is going to be a lot like
I think
Brian's.
He got the bug. That pin when he hit Eddie and he got that hit him, that fire, and he started. You know what I mean? That was it. I was like, yes. I'm like, Oberst. He's forever an arm wrestler now.
Oh
that was it. Yeah,
and he's got a good group of dudes.
Yeah,
he's got a good group of dudes that he works with, like Louis Hogarth and those boys. They're all nice and strong, and they're keeping him safe. And so they're doing a good job.
I still can't believe just like how fun the event was in total. Like it was start to finish was a great time. I mean, Eddie Hall's adjustments were awesome. Robert Oberst looked really good out of the gate for never arm wrestling before.
Never competing.
Um,
He's been on the table quite a bit. 2 to 3 times a week he was on the table.
So I'll include this. I don't think anybody's talked about this part. They treated so arm wrestling is a combat sport, and they treated us like combat athletes in that regard. You had your own locker room that you warmed up in. You was separate from your opponent. So all of the other events in the past, you had one table and everybody's warming up on the same table. Mm-hmm. You're looking at your guy. So a fighter doesn't want to see the person they've been training to fight against, right?
No.
They don't want to watch them warm up. They don't want to watch the antics of them getting all pumped up or whatever. It was, you had your own room, your space, water, everything was there for you, your own shitter. You didn't have to go and find anything. Your mic man came into the room to mic you up. You didn't have to, it was just, everything was brought to you. So you really got to have that, I am definitely being regarded and respected.
Yeah.
As 100%, as a fighter would, right? So that was another thing that really stuck out to me too, is all of the guys that you're watching, we're all sitting back there chilling, eating and stuff before the matches. Derek and I went first. So of course I got to watch the rest of it back there, watching everybody move. All of the all the guys are watching their show, and they're watching the list of when they're going to get called next, and they're like, all right, cool. They knew when to start getting revved up, and they walked back and they got a little warm on the table. Then they went to the I did. I walked in on Derek, and I don't want to explain what Derek was doing, but I did walk in on Derek. No, yeah, he walked. He's like, I think it's the next room over, and I went to the next room over. But to me, that was just. Derek can attest to those too when he comes on the show, because he's traveled and competed on East vs. West. Compare this to those, right? And he gets real time experience in the countries that he traveled to compete. And I don't know if King of the Table was any different, like Dubai when he was there or whatever. I don't know if they treated the guys different because there was different money involved. But just
I never heard of that. Everybody said, even, and from what I heard from Sean, talking to Sean and that, I don't think anyone's been treated that well at any of the events. Not that they didn't try to treat the athletes well, but I think Brian Shaw showed them how to do it. This is what is expected. Because he comes from that. He's been an athlete. He's had all those years all over the world. And he's like, this is what we should be doing for these athletes, right?
It was awesome. Yeah, just little things like that, the takeaways that you get is sure food, water, whatever, but your own ability to relax and warm up the right way, how you want to. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Zach says he's got technical difficulties. He says if he doesn't get back on, thanks, Ray, for coming on, and thanks, everyone, for tuning in.
Absolutely. I'm actually going to jump off, but I'll still listen to you guys while you're scrolling or going. If there's any other questions for me, I'll hit them up. But I'm going to eat dinner with the family.
I don't know, man. I could talk to you for hours, so I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna say, you know what? You got shit to do. That's all good. Dakota might have something he never got to ask you. I'm not sure.
No, I mean, I saw you at the event as well. It was great to meet you and see you. We didn't really get to talk one-on-one, but it was awesome to see you around, and it was great to see you pull. I know what you do for Colorado out there, so.
I'm going, when my elbow heals, I'm going to be at a few of these tournaments too. So
heck yeah. We'll welcome you down. You're welcome anytime. And Colorado State's usually at the toward the end of the year, but we're going to try and put on some more events. I've had a lot of people reach out, not affiliated to Shaw or anything else, but just more events in Colorado, because Colorado's is a great hub for a lot of talent that's not being tapped.
Just on the other side of the mountains, aren't you? Isn't Colorado just on the other side of the mountains? We're in the Rocky Mountains. They're an hour from my house, the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, the Rocky Mountains are not even a 30-minute drive from my house.
Yeah, well, 45 minutes it takes me to get there.
Yep. So same range running through the states and up near you. So
I'll fucking ATV through the mountains and shit. Come on down. Yeah.
See you in 2 weeks.
yeah. And then I get deported and I can't come back.
You border hopper, calm it down.
Yeah. Illegal alien.
Yeah. Well, how can you tell? He's ATV drinking a beer saying send it.
Hey, Alberta's the next 51st state anyway, so it doesn't.
Oh yeah, definitely. All of Canada's the 51st state.
You would think so, but most of them are dumb. So you know what I mean. I think Alberta is coming for sure.
It makes travel easier. Yeah. Let's go.
Well, listen.
Yeah. Thanks for
you
coming
too.
on. We appreciate it, and I'm sure I'll see you at another event again soon.
Yeah.
But
I'll meet you.
Definitely.
keep working hard. If I'm ever in that area, I'm gonna hit you up. We'll have a practice or something. So
Sounds good. Always
Yeah,
welcome, and
we
good
should
luck here in
go.
3 weeks.
yeah, thank you.
Dakota
Yeah,
he'll do good.
All
He'll
right.
do good.
Thank you,
Okay.
gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, take
Appreciate
care,
you.
bro.
You
yeah.
as
Take
well.
care, man.
Later.
Later.
Oh, and then there
Oh,
was two, Brian.
then there was two.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I mean, is there
yeah.
anything
Those
you
are
want to
good
cover?
times.
Really, we got another one tomorrow. I mean, we got everything covered.
You
Got the
know what I
super
just
chats
thought
and
of
everything
now?
set up.
Well, see,
What?
what I just thought of now is that we went a little longer. I forgot about Dexter and Robert. They're doing their live right now.
Yeah.
So we should get off, and we will be on tomorrow, and we'll work something out. We might have a surprise guest. Who knows?
Yeah.
And as far as right now, you guys, if you got time, go over, check out Dexter and Robert. There's some good information probably being talked about right now. And I'll be going back and watching it from the beginning so I know what's going on. They're doing a Q&A. So,
Yeah. Go check them out, guys. We're pretty much wrapped up. I am gonna be at an arm wrestling practice tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna be Red Deer, Edmonton yet. I'm gonna hope to get down to Red Deer, but I gotta see what time my
Red
work
Deer is
goes
1 at
till.
7. Yeah, there's one
One
at
at
7.
7. But either way, I'll be here for 6 and I'll be
Yeah.
on, and then we'll
Yeah,
go
we'll
from
get an
there.
hour in for sure. Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
Thanks to everyone
Okay,
saying
brother.
great podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps us a lot, especially now that we're over that one barrier. We're trying to get to 1,000. That's where things are going to open up. And yeah, guys, keep in mind, we love having any guests on. Feel free to message one of us.
Yep.
Dakota Shipton Arm on Instagram. Dakota Shipton on Facebook. Brian Parliament. What's your Instagram
Everywhere.
again, Brian?
Just Brian Parliament, man. You'll find me. Brian Parliament.
Sean with
You'll
another
find
super
all my
chat.
contacts. Yes.
Thank you, Sean. You're the man.
You are the man.
Yeah. Red Deer, we do it different. Our club's awesome. We got all these awesome people, and Sean pretty much runs that place, man. So that's awesome.
He's our mentor for sure.
Yeah. So everyone, take care, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.